All right, everybody, we is back. Okay, so Kendall, we wanted before we will let you guys all come on here. And I want to see if you guys can see us just fine before we go any further, because we don't want the same issues that we had before.
Notice I gotta lean in.
It's okay. Like I said, I don't smell.
Hey, Ronnie.
Guys, can you guys see us pretty good? Can we get some thumbs up if you guys can see us?
Yes, yes. Everybody's coming on. Gloria, Butler, Woolridge. Hello, everybody. We are actually doing our podcast, so we want to just kind of go live every now and then so you guys can watch what we're doing a little bit. This is the green screen behind us. We're in the studio. This is where I do all my bells and whistles. I could either use a green screen, a blue screen, or a red screen when I do my editing and stuff like that. So this is what I do to kind of keep busy when I'm not doing too much. Sydney's on as usual.
I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi on.
And you know, we're just handling all of this stuff. So just let me know when you're ready.
I just want to make sure. Can you guys see us? Both of us pretty good. I mean, I know you won't see us. You said I can see y'all. Okay, yes.
Yes.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Let me move this down
Yes.
just a little bit though, so you know you don't cut our mugs off. Our mugs. That's fine.
Too much. How's that? There we go. How's that, D? Too much?
That's perfect. Are you guys dizzy yet?
Yeah, you guys dizzy?
Dizzy yet? All right.
Yeah, Gloria says yes, she loves the show. We love you
Woo!
guys.
All right, I'm ready to get it popping when you are.
All right, let's do it. We're gonna start the podcast again. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. A lot of stuff going on in the world. We're gonna be talking about reparations. Notice that nobody's talking about that anymore, and we're gonna also be talking about a $1 billion baby shower. So stay tuned. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan. His heart don't pump no Kool-Aid Sadiq, and this is our second edition on this nice, I don't know what you call it, overcast, kind of warm, kind of cold.
Yep.
Friday, the 27th of September is the afternoon, and we are coming to you live on the podcast, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbean, YouTube. Thank you. You'll see the whole production in its full glory. I know we've been missing an action from YouTube for a while, but we are back. And also to Facebook, the Always Ride or Die audience who have this conversation with us. And so let's go ahead and get it started. We are going to be talking about two things, kind of separate, but I guess, you know, I'm in public relations, so I can spin and merge anything together. So first we're going to talk about reparations. And then we're going to talk about $1 billion.
None of y'all the slaves.
Yes, $1 billion baby shower. And they said they can't see you, but because he's gonna come in and out.
I'll be in and out a little bit.
And, you know, Gloria, he's got a big giant head.
Yes,
so
yes.
And so YouTube, we're gonna focus on YouTube.
Hey, Kevin.
We kind of like watching two cameras, but we ain't forgot you.
Right.
And I know a lot of people on YouTube have actually been asking me to go live, and so it is in the near future that we are also going to go live on YouTube. You know, I'm a little bit more intimidated by that audience.
Well,
they
they go in on you. But there is there is a program where I can incorporate all three and do it.
But I ain't scared though, like that.
Right.
So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. And so everybody, I guess, maybe it's just us. Maybe it's just us, but I haven't heard a whole lot about reparations at all. At all. Like, maybe it's just me. You know, because a couple months ago you was seeing about it or reading about it in the newspapers. It was on Facebook all the time. YouTube, I'm sure there's an audience that still talks about it, but I don't see it like coming across as much as it used to.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't seen anything about reparations, I would say, in the last 3 weeks plus.
I think it's longer than that. But notice at the debates, they don't talk about it at the debates at all.
Yeah, and so have we gotten so distracted to where we just maybe we've forgotten about reparations, or are we just not talking about it anymore, or have we lost interest in the whole situation of reparations? So for those of you guys who live under a rock, what is reparations and what is it about? The whole reparations thing is, as you know, we were promised reparations in, right after slavery. In fact, we were promised 40 acres and a mule. Some freed slaves actually got it, but it was taken back.
That's a goddamn lie!
It was taken back. And the reparation has been on the table on and off since then. So now in 2019, well, I guess you should take it back maybe 2018. I remember in the 90s people were talking about it, and pretty much the government said, hey, F off.
Mm-hmm.
F off, don't come back to us with this again. And so there's this law or this bill or this study, I guess, if you will.
Study.
HR 40, is this what it's called? HR 40, where they want to do
John Connors.
Yes. They want to study and do some sort of an investigation on the need for reparations, like you, big dummy.
But yet you're going to give $340 million to illegal people sitting on the border.
Right. And so there's been this thing called a movement called the ADOS movement, American Descendants of Slaves, which means that if you have direct lineage to former slaves.
Right, going back to at least 1877.
1877, or then you are eligible for these reparations. Now, the reparations is said to be anywhere with like $17 trillion if they did the
That's
true
a start.
math.
That is a start.
If they did the true math, roughly, it's an estimate. You know, if we move back, because we don't need to use that camera as much. Now, go ahead. And you can move in front of me a little bit like that. Yeah, a little bit more. Good. There you go. Hi, you can see both of our heads.
Kind of rough. But.
So it's saying that, about $17 trillion is what's owed to the American descendants of slaves if they were to do the calculations today, which is roughly a lot of Skrilla, right?
Yeah, and that's a start. That's not final.
And so, really, it got a lot more attention when I guess the pre-election season jumped off, when all these candidates got into the ring saying, hey, I'm running, especially, because Democrats, normally the incumbent goes unopposed. So all the Democrats jumped into the ring, said, hey, I'm running for presidency of the United States. And so a lot of black people were like, great, what is your stance on reparations? And then if you were Kamala, you said,
going to do anything for black people? No! Are you kidding? For black people? No! And they asked her, what's the first thing you're going to do if you got to get into office? I'm going to do DACA, and I'm going to do somebody else.
Pathway to immigration.
Yeah, pathway to citizenship. Nothing for black people.
Climate control is up there. But so then the ADOS, people who claim to be ADOS, #ADOS, then said, okay, hell no. Anybody that we put on the ticket needs to have a black agenda.
Yes.
Now, as we know, especially the Democrats, they have been benefiting from black votes since the 1960s. And really before that, during FDR, that's when, black people started to vote Democrat. And black people have had absolutely nothing tangible. Okay, wait, I lied. We get to drink out of water fountains.
Drink out of water fountains, and you get a Section 8 voucher, and it'll just, you get all this. We had affirmative action. Isn't that what your boy... John Lewis or one of them guys said? I thought reparations was no.
No, he said
Clyburn.
welfare. Yeah, so welfare was reparations.
Yeah, I thought affirmative action and welfare, that was reparations.
Right.
Yes, Miss Nancy.
Right. And so, the ADOS crowd was like, not so fast. Not so fast. Okay? You guys being the Democrats, because we know Republicans don't give a damn. They know they ain't gonna get too much of the black vote. When that person's like, well, no. I don't, as Kamala was saying, I'm not going to just do something for black people.
No!
Yeah. And that's really what she said and how she said it. Basically, what we do for everybody benefits everybody.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
Right. But we know that's a damn lie, because everybody, you know, and then I hate to hear people say, well, black people didn't have an agenda, a black agenda. That's a lie. We've always had a black agenda. We are just now really unifying for most of us, or some of us rather, and saying we need you to go forth with a black agenda. So they've got an agenda passed for the LGBTQ plus IA community, Hispanic community, Muslims, women, and anybody else you can think of has gotten their agenda passed. And so black people, I guess the ideology from a lot of Democrats and a lot of apologetic Negroes will say, well, you know, there's a lot of gay people who are black. There's a lot of women who are black.
Well, have you noticed recently, I put it up on my Facebook, Fat Joe is saying Hispanics are black. And that's when I said reparations must be coming.
And you know, another thing too, just a side note from the whole reparations thing. I just want you guys to think about this. So you guys know that Jay-Z has pretty much hijacked the whole narrative that Kaepernick had gone forward as far as the kneeling and this, that, and the other. And he said that he, being Jay-Z, was going to work with the NFL, you know, to bring forth change. They got this initiative called Inspire Change. They're supposed to be bringing forth these things, and so he was supposed to be bringing talent, you know, as far as the Super Bowl. And guess who you guys, because I don't watch the Super Bowl. Guess who's getting
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez
are going to headline the
halftime show.
The halftime show. Great, I guess. Fine, but how is it that you, Jay-Z, and Shakira, from what I understand, is signed to Rock Nation? I don't know how true that is, but that's from what I heard. But what does that got to do with inspiring change? You know, you got all these black people talking about this chess is not checkers, and, you know, wait and see what he's doing.
It's all about the money.
He keeps showing you what he's doing. He's not doing anything for black people in that regards. I don't want to say Jay-Z has never done anything for black people. He has, but in regards to him, just don't lie to kick it.
It's your boy.
But the point that I'm making is this: black people, you better wake your black asses up, okay? Because as you guys can see, black people, we used to be the target market. We are no longer, you know why we're not the target market?
Why?
Because they get our money without even having to target us. We just give it to them. And so now they have a new target market, and that is the Hispanic market. We'll go ahead and get J-Lo and Shakira, you know, to do the Super Bowl halftime, and, you know,
everything is catered to me. Just
look around. Look around.
Real quick. For those of you guys, if you guys that don't live in California, if you come to California, especially Southern California right now, you will see between the Asians and the Hispanics, their communities, Asian community, everything is in their native language. Now, Hispanic community, everything is geared toward the brown. Nothing is geared toward black. And, you know, here's what I don't understand. California's very expensive. How can you be a 19-year-old Hispanic girl with 3 children? I mean, they're just populating on a thing. Now, flip that. The black population since 1965 has been steady at 13%. 65 was what, almost 50, 60 years ago?
You know, you was born.
I was born in 62. But my point is, one man, one vote. So if we're not populating, we won't have much to say in this country because we don't have enough people to vote because we're doing dumb shit. So we are no longer, we are starting to not even matter as far as marketing and all that is concerned. They're not. They being, you know, major corporations and all that, they're not even concerned with black people as much. They're like, we won't cater to them. They're done deals. Stick a fork in them. Yeah. They're always going to give us their money, right? And so here we are, back to reparations. Black people are saying, hey, we want our pie in the sky here on earth. Write us a check. And if it was not for the ADOS movement and other people demanding reparations, the Democrats that are now running, because all of them, at one degree, at one point, for the most part, said they were against reparations. But when they saw, because Democrats aren't stupid, they crunched the numbers. They know they cannot win without black people. And so
Then they started to say, okay, we'll have some form of reparations. At first, it was like, oh yeah, we gonna study. It was like, nah, you don't need to study.
There's no point in studying.
Right.
We know what the causes of why black people are in the condition that we are in now. There's nothing to study. Everybody understands it. You go to a rich white person, the economy is based on us being at the bottom. You go to a Hispanic person, the economy for them is based on us being at the bottom. You go to the Asian person, they know to start their economy, it's going into the black community, setting up shop, keeping us at the bottom. Everybody knows. There's no point in studying.
Right. And you know what you owe. You know what the damage is that you owe.
And there's even a movement now where they're saying some of these immigrants that have come here should also pay us in reparations as well, because they benefited off of taking money out of our community.
Right. And so now even the front runner, who is now Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, for whatever reason, a whole host of reasons, I guess, has slipped in the polls. And Elizabeth Warren, believe it or not, is now, I guess Iowa is like the litmus test of, how you're going to do, is from what they say. She has passed him and Bernie Sanders in the polls. And so it looks like right now, she's the front runner. But even originally, she was saying she was against reparations, and now she's on board. And so the point that I'm making is, black people are a force to be reckoned with if the Democrats want to win. But back to our original point, why have we stopped talking about that? We like Tekashi 6ix9ine. I couldn't tell you anything that he sings or raps or mumbles. I can't tell you nothing about him, but that has inundated my timeline for probably the last 2 weeks. I've seen these stupid little memes about him telling on people, but it's like, okay.
Yeah, so-and-so is a blood. And
who gives a rat's ass? How does that help us?
We like to be entertained. And I want to do a quick caveat. While we were in South Africa, Steve Harvey was in South Africa too. What's he going to do? A couple shows out there?
Steve Harvey is actually, he said he's moving to South Africa for 8 months out of the year. He'll come back here to the States for 4. But he would just like it's a better atmosphere, it's more lucrative for him out there, and he can start some businesses, which he's going to do, and employ. Which is what we're going to do. Yeah, and employ people there. And so, I think really what it is, I can't speak for Steve Harvey, I don't know him, but I think he went out there and was like, wow. This is just a whole different ball game. You don't have the stress and the hustle and the bustle. People are just, they just want to be, just do their thing. And so it is a very
eye-opening experience.
Eye-opening and very therapeutic environment. But then again, maybe we can say that because we're, from over here, we don't necessarily have those issues.
Yeah, well, we don't have those issues. But the fact is, you get up here in the grind just to live in the United States, much less California. It is so stressful out here. Just to go 16 miles takes 45 minutes, if not more, depending on, the traffic on that day. So when you go over there, they have traffic problems too, but and
Al is trying to trip us up. He says, you want my black vote? We are amiable when approached with requisite requests. Respect.
What does that mean?
Al is one of those people who think he's the smartest man in the room.
Yes.
We know what amiable means, okay?
Yes.
But yes, I agree with you, okay?
Right.
You're nice when you want something, basically, But so we have gotten so distracted. I don't even know if we've gotten distracted. I think we've always been distracted, but it's like, don't we ever want something?
Well, let me ask you this. Now, okay, you still got like 17 Democrats in the race. Why do you think they are in the race and still holding on? Why do you think they're doing that?
Well, I think a lot of them, to your point, were vote splitters, because some of them don't have a chance in hell. Now, that means that 9 of them have dropped out because it was 26. So the 17 still holding on.
And the 9 that dropped out were like polling at 0.
Yeah, it was like, who? De Blasio dropped out. They said that dude showed up to a town hall, was 15 people showed up.
Right. And de Blasio is the mayor of New York.
Yeah, you like one of the the most
biggest city.
Yeah, a biggest city. I don't know how popular he is, but it's fairly
popular. Yeah.
Well, even if it's on the bad side of things, people know who he is.
Right.
And 50, I think I could get 15 people to show up to something.
Well, remember when I ran? I got 15 people. So it's possible. But here's why they don't want to drop out, and they don't really care who wins, because the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, are both the same arms of white supremacy. So it doesn't matter. They don't want to drop out because what was Trump polling at of his chances? What did the polls tell everybody? Hillary had an 80% chance of being the nominee, and whatever they had to rig the Democratic primary, which showed you that she had no chance. And then they said Trump had a 600 and something % chance of being president.
And then when we woke up,
exactly. So that's a good reason why I should say you shouldn't drop out because. But then again, if the establishment doesn't want to back you, you don't have a chance anyway.
Right.
Because who was the chosen one? Remember 20,000 people in Oakland cheering Kamala and your boy Ricky Smiley? Come on, get out there. Hey, get my Sororo. Just vote for it, y'all.
You know what? If Trump wanted to change the game, I doubt that he watches.
Right.
But if he wanted to change the game and change his little outlook, he would say, you know what, my African Americans, I'm going to go ahead and champion reparations.
Yes. And you know what? The Negroes would be lining up.
It's election today.
Exactly. To vote for him. To vote.
I said if he really wanted to change the game.
It is no different than being choked out at a nail shop or a weave shop, and then the next day you're in there getting your nails done, or their owner puts a 50% off weave, yaki, and the black woman would just line up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, if Trump really wanted to change, because Dr. Claude Anderson talks about that a lot. He's like, we don't need to wait till 2020 to get reparations. He said, hell, Trump can do it. We sent him up the black agenda and whatever, and he looks over. Hell, he can sign it into to play, or not sign it, or he can sign it once it passes Congress, but
or he can do an executive order.
Yeah, Trump, is you listening? I'm saying because, we got issues as black people, but our main issue is what? Not having no money.
Right.
Well, we got the money, but we just give it all away. And so,
again, what is the average black family's wealth is $15,000 annually. The average white person's wealth is $170,000. In 10 years or less, the black wealth will be zero. And that is very alarming.
Right. And so Al is saying, when it comes to money, Donovan and I are as serious as a celibate. I think he meant nympho.
Yes.
And he said, say it correctly. It's amiable. It's amiable. Amiable. And Tay says, hey, black people.
Yes. Congratulations on your... What is that you're doing, Tay? You're going to be the new advocate for...
the school council, site council or something like that. Congratulations to you on that.
Did they issue you a vest? Just in case there's any shootings or something happening down there. Because Moreno Valley is getting pretty violent out here, so just be safe.
Yeah, so we hear.
Be safe.
And Al says, I never had premonitions, but I think I might one day.
Yes. But no, seriously, a lot of people aren't talking about the black wealth that is going to zero. We are actually going to be zero.
So reparations is something we need not put on the back burner. We need to, because I also see and hear a lot of black people say we can forget about it.
Yeah, they just give up.
We're not going to get it.
Well, guess what? We'll put your name on the list that you don't want yours, and we'll distribute that, somewhere where it's needed.
Who is this cat that was on your page yesterday? And I issued him a plate of butter biscuits.
Oh, I forgot who that was. I got to look it up.
Anyway, Donovan put up, you guys have probably seen the video of the white woman hopping up and down like Rumpelstiltskin in CVS. And CVS calling black people and their niggers repeatedly, talking about she wanted to kill a nigga and all this other stuff.
And it was the law holding her back from doing it. But then, that's kind of stupid that she said that, because what's stopping us from killing you?
Right.
So
you had some dude on the page, it's a black dude. I think he was.
Okay.
He was black.
All right.
Talking about, it's just a name. Why do we make such a big deal out of that? And then I clicked on his profile picture. I said, enough said.
Right.
Enough said.
He had his Becky with him?
Yes.
Yes. Got his Becky. Yes.
And what's the matter? Why do we make a big deal out of it? It's just the name. I just put up a picture of butter biscuits and I kept going.
But isn't it funny how when we intermarry like that, for some reason we think that we are accepted by these people.
And the exceptional Negro. That as I said, Dr. Claude Anderson talks about it all the time. That exceptional Negro. Well, it's not me. It's you niggers. It's you niggers over there.
Yeah.
I got my white
keeps
woman.
buffering. It's not buffering here, dog.
Yeah, it's not buffering. That's your cricket phone. Now you got the cricket phone. Come up off the cricket.
No. He's got the cricket phone because he gives his daughters the best.
See,
phones.
my phone ain't buffering at all, and I'm actually watching the live.
Right.
So anyway, what was I saying before?
You about the exceptional Negro.
Oh, yes, the exceptional Negro, and that I got my white woman.
I made it.
I made it. And you rest of your niggers just need to stop complaining. If they want to call you a nigger, you just go right ahead and just
suck it up.
Just dirt off your shoulder.
Right. In Africa, we met a guy that his B&B. He was one of the exceptional Negroes.
Simon was his name.
Yes, Simon.
He was like, I made it.
Yeah. He was, what's wrong with these Negroes? Why can't they just do what I did?
And then I had to eat his lunch a little bit.
She did. I was like, we are not going to make the flight.
I know, because Deanna and Donovan was looking like,
time to go. We got to.
I was like, no, I just got to let him know something. Like, you wildin'.
Yes.
You're wildin'. Like, you sitting up here on high because you own this, that, and the other. Don't, look down on your people because you made it, because all of this right here can be taken from you, too.
Yes.
You're not exceptional. You only exceptional to you. Maybe a couple other people look up to you as, the Don or whatever, but you just like the rest of us.
Yes. I want to give a shout out to my friend Shamita, who we call Missy.
Okay.
I beat her in the asshole challenge. I was exceptional. I wasn't even on the chart.
Yeah, I saw yours. Yours was off the chart.
Yeah, it's off the chart. So, her being a product of Pritchard, Alabama, which is a very unique area, if you've ever been there. It's kind of like going to that neighborhood in South Africa that I was stomping through. So, Missy, tell Mama Donovan was stomping through the neighborhoods in South Africa without a...
Talking about, I'm not afraid of nothing or nobody.
Zero. So I can go to Pritchard. Well, I don't know. Pritchard's kind of rough. I don't think I can do it at Pritchard. So, anyway.
So, yeah. We need to remember reparations. Let's not give up. Let's not let up. Let's not forget. Because what's going to happen is, whoever the Democratic nominee is, they're going to slide right on in there, and we going to help them slide right back on. And you know what? I read an article. Y'all answer me tell me if, what you think about this. I read an article that said that Stacey Abrams is the most influential African American.
How? The bitch lost.
I didn't say all of that now.
The bitch lost.
I didn't say all of that now.
I'm just saying, how are you influential and losing? It's almost like Hillary Clinton giving advice to Elizabeth Warren. A loser is giving advice to somebody who's trying to win. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I read that article.
Oh my God.
That she was number one, then it was Nipsey Hussle, then it was Kaepernick, and then
I've never heard of that lady.
I've never really heard of before.
If I wasn't in the politics, I would never have heard of that lady.
Well, I saw some people, push back and say, okay, to your point, how? That's what they said. How? And then they said, like you said, she lost.
Right.
She is in debt. And then she has some finance issues with the campaign, maybe a little bit of misappropriation of funds.
Right. Shantae says she doesn't have to be a bitch, though. You're right.
Yeah, see, that's why I said, I didn't say all of that.
Right, but I'm using that as an adjective, something to describe the fact that. Yeah. I'm just trying to talk into a language you guys understand.
We don't understand that. So I was the same way. Like, who's deciding this?
Right.
Because I haven't been influenced by Stacey Abrams at all.
Right.
I think
she didn't even challenge the malfeasance that was going on in her election.
Well, my thing is, she's not, to me,
Okay.
She's not influential, and I don't think that she's influenced black people at all, because I've looked at her platform when she was running and stuff, and she's pro everybody else. She's one of those people who had all ties rise, all votes type of candidate,
and here you are in a predominantly black state, and you lost.
Right, and so when I think of a candidate who's influential, as far as over black people, I think of somebody who has the black agenda first.
Yes. Okay. Shantae says Stacey Abrams is doing work in Georgia. She is really pushing so black people can vote.
Okay, but Tay, let me ask you this, because I know she has that. I forget the name of the campaign that she's now on. Making sure people are like the fraud and all that is gotten rid of in the election process. Yeah. But this is my thing. So black people can, once her campaign is successful and it reaches all its goals, what are we voting for? And the things that we're voting for, are they netting black people something tangible? I'm not talking about something everybody else is getting. I'm talking about something of our own. What is our votes going to get us? Because true indeed, in 1964, 65-ish, we got the right. Listen, we've always had the right to vote in the 1800s, but there's this, the amendments, if you will, to where now we can vote without being murdered and stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So we already have those things. We see at the highest level, there's Trump, who is still cheating to make sure the election process swings in his favor. So I commend Stacey Abrams for all that she's doing and trying to get rid of the voter fraud. But once she gets rid of that, what are we supposed to do with our votes?
Right, and here's another thing. If she's on that all tides lift boats and shit like that, notice she'll be in the forefront of DACA and all this other stuff. You got to have an agenda for us specifically, and there's no candidate that's doing that. So I don't want to hear her bullshit about helping this person, that person, and that person if you can't help your own.
Yeah, and so I like I said, there should be some sort of initiative to get rid of the cheating and all the the mischief in the election process. But once they do that, what are we supposed to do with that vote? Because I can't vote for somebody like Stacey Abrams that's not carrying a black agenda, but you want black people to put you in in the highest office in her land, that is. But are you going to specifically do stuff for black people? And I hate when black people say, oh, well, when they're going to do stuff for everybody, what they do. No, wake up. You didn't bat an eye when all these politicians were doing something specifically for, like Donovan said, immigration is on the highest, top of the priority. Immigration, and no shade to anybody who's trying to come over here, but immigrants should not come before black people. I always see black people, well, we need to stick together. Remember that thing I sent you?
Yep.
What did that dude say? Felix
Trujillo or something like that.
Something like that. He was the president of LULAC in the 60s, and he said what?
He said, the black man's issue is, and I'm paraphrasing, the black man's issue is not my issue. The black man needs to fight his own battles. I do not want to ally with him.
That's what he said. Now, LULAC is supposed to be, this big-time Hispanic
and
organization.
They're not. LULAC has never, that I'm aware of, in all the time that I've been in California, ever stepped out with all the killings that go on here in California against black people and made a statement in regards of the killings of black people.
Right. And so,
but they want us to support them.
But not only do they want us to do that, but we do it willingly. In fact, we'll verbally argue down one of our own, who doesn't agree. Well, we need to band together. We need to stick together. Stick together to do what?
And don't get me wrong. I took a lot of heat for this. I get it. When, my neighborhood has changed. This used to be an all-white neighborhood. Now it's an all-Hispanic neighborhood. The demographics have changed. I've lived here for over 40 years, right? I get it. You look out for your own, I'm going to look out for my own. Period. I get it.
It's called the first law of nature, self-preservation. And I, for one, I'm not going to feel guilty about that. I'm not going to let nobody, black, white, brown, nobody make me feel guilty for looking out for my own first, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
When the Negro wakes up and realizes that, we can change our situation just like that.
Right here in Southern California, the assembly in California right now is over 60% Hispanic and growing. That means all the representatives. I mean, you got your old hags like Maxine Waters still hanging on and making billions and trillions of dollars, whatever she's doing. But eventually, she's going to gentrify herself out of her own seat.
That's it, because she came really close last time when a Hispanic gentleman, and then he was talking crazy.
Yeah,
he was talking crazy about her.
Yep. So
after she, we need to have, pathway to citizenship.
Yep.
But yet this dude get up and challenge her and talking crazy.
Exactly.
And what does Tay say?
And Tay says, there are some really good people trying to run in Georgia, and she is trying to make a way. We're not saying that she isn't. And she says, I feel y'all completely. Our politicians, we will speak in Spanish and talk a good game in black churches, but no one currently is stepping up to the plate.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't think we should be apologetic about that. And that's why I really, and I don't use the word hate a lot, but I really hate the fact that we as black people are always trying to include everybody else in our stuff. And there's an organization, I won't say his name because I don't like dirtying people up. But there's a brand, we know. And I'm going to cover your mouth if you say something.
I'm not going to say that.
But there's an organization recently, it's new, kind of, sort of, that wanted to, and Tay knows what I'm talking about, but I won't go any further, they were entertaining, changing the name from exclusively black to something else more all-inclusive.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the first things I saw when I logged on that morning. I'm like, why? Why are we even entertaining including, because the post said, because, isn't it also discrimination if we don't allow other people to come in? Basically, we can't cry about them doing it to us if we do it to them. And I'm like, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Is that what we own now?
Right.
Can we have something for us without always having to give what the little bit we have to everybody else?
So, and here's a good example. Let me read this right. Black people will chew up and spit out our own versus actually helping the cause. Hell, it happened in the black group I was in. Exactly.
Are you serious?
But here's my thing. When we were in South Africa and the Seychelles, what did you see versus who was serving and who was working?
It was the white folks playing and the black folks working.
And that was everywhere down there, just about.
Right, just about. And then when we was in South Africa, it's just me. I didn't see no white people working.
Now, in South Africa, there's a stark difference between, the wealthy and the poor. Very stark difference, right? But they do all have satellite TVs on their little shanty towns. But here's the thing. We're out there, right? And we're walking, and we're out there at Botanical Gardens. The white people are biking and just, just having a good old time.
Right.
I mean, it was like, and then you see these homeless people just there, just giving up on life, it looked like. And it's just, these white people are just like, yes, this is the way it's supposed to be.
Right. And so the little bit that we have, we need to keep it and grow. Like, you call me what you want, separations, whatever you want to call me. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that until we get our foundations sturdy, rocking and rolling, and doing what we got to do. I'm not interested in including everybody else because, for one, they're not interested in including us. If you think I'm lying, go down to your local Maxi Foods or Cardenias or any of those other Hispanic grocery stores and say, I'm looking for a job. They're going to be like, I bet you are, my friend.
Go to the Asian store, go to the Arab store. And they're going to be like, no, family business.
I bet you are looking for a job.
Shalinda
says... I think I missed one up about
that. That was already that one.
About the unity? Mm-hmm.
We need to, Shantae says, we need to unify and uplift, educate, and move us up together. We're already doing that. We know that. We need to stop trying to see one another as competition. That's very true. Shalinda says, they're going to label us anyway, so we need to own it and just be ourselves. And Shalinda, how's Little Jones doing? Anyway, I can speak on that, D. They were 4 of us running that group, and 2 wanted to push that change. The other 2 said no. So we left, and we are starting over.
I'm so glad, because, Tay, when you asked me and Donovan to rock with you, I called Donovan. Yeah. I was like, I said, that's our girl. We're going to have to ride with her, but... I said, I see the writing on the wall. And Donovan tell you, I'll show you the call log when I called him that day. I said, I see the writing on the wall. I see what's going on. And it's sad to me that it was going in the right direction. And obviously, there's some other motives going on. But you know what, Tay? You, and I'm assuming I know who the other person is, but I won't say. You 2 are very talented. Yep. They needed y'all. Y'all don't need them. Y'all can do all of that and then some. And take it to I'll be behind what y'all doing. I'll be behind that 200%.
Right, but we have to stop picking up everybody, and I have some Hispanic friends, and they jumped on my shit. They're like, well, dude, you're signing kind of racist. I always ask them, name me a Hispanic group or a Hispanic legislator, Congress, local, whatever, that stands up when a black person is being shot down in the street or we're being unfairly incarcerated. You guys are not concerned. And I said, I get it. I get it.
And it's not, because some people say, oh, you're being mean. That's mean. We all need to stick together. No, it's not being mean. I have compassion, and I feel for people what they're going through. But listen, and somebody said something about competition. And the reason, and I think it was Tay, the reason why I think we are in so much competition with each other is because individually and collectively we're struggling.
Right.
And so if I see a piece of meat on the table, I'm going to stab it with my fork first because I need it, instead of saying, okay, what's your need and what's my need? Maybe we can work together. Hey, I'll put the Lowry's on it and then you fry it up and we both eat.
And that brings up another thing. That brings up another thing. This Lowry's thing. Putting a damn bunch of Lowry salt on some damn French fries does not make it Cajun. I am just so tired of, you know what I mean? You go somewhere, like it could be the seafood, the batter. They put a bunch of Lowry. Oh, it's Cajun seafood. That's not Cajun. So stop it. Continue.
Well, yeah. So if we would just stop as a people and say, okay, this is what we need to do. We got $1.3 trillion in our community. Annually. What do we need to do to stop giving 97% of that away? We wouldn't struggle and have to, stab each other in the back for, some scraps. Because that's what we're doing at this point, is fighting over scraps, and nobody gets ahead. Listen, if you eat a scrap, you're still going to be hungry. Okay,
exactly.
So, but we have to stop that mentality. And like, I have people ask me all the time, why don't you run for office? I say, for one, because they ain't ready for this kind of honesty. I'm loud, not like loud and with nothing to say, but I'm not one of those people that's going to say, wow, I just want to do what's right. I do want to do what's right for everybody. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to get in and represent my people.
Right.
First and foremost. I'm not going to get anywhere and my people put me there and then I say, you know what, niggas, I got y'all next time.
Yeah. I want to bring this up real quick. I went to a church. I was invited to a church with a friend of mine who's a veteran. He's a pastor. He's a traveling pastor. He has his own little congregation like that. I went to the church. It's a small church in Woodcrest. As soon as I pull up, there's a big old Bentley.
As soon as they pull up, like the Players Club, they said, they turn the green light, there's money in the house.
Right. But no, there was a Bentley parked there, so I'm going to assume, and because it was parked there, I'm going to have to assume that it was the pastor's Bentley.
Okay.
So I go into the church, the pastor is on the bass, he's kicking it, he's on the guitar, he's doing his thing, right? He's an older guy. It's a small church, a little money like that. So I see my friend that invited me, and I say, hey, because I had already gone to my church. I said, hey, it's football season. I want you guys to look at these scenarios. It's football season. Catholic church, 45 minutes, you're out of there no matter what, right? Right. Jesus was wonderful. See you next week. Okay? So I go to my friend and I say, I hope this isn't one of those, churches that want to be in here 4 or 5 hours. And it was Pastor Appreciation Day.
Oh, you should have just checked out right there when you heard that.
No, but I wanted to hear her brother, who was the guest speaker. He was really good. No problem with him. The pastor gets up and he goes, I'm not going to preach. Hour and a half later. Okay? One of the problems that we have in the black community is we don't respect each other's time. If I was Mr. Charlie, now we know in California, people, you got to go to work the next day, you got to cut the grass. If you're doing that, you got things you want to do, spend time with your family. These black butter biscuit churches do not respect the time. Okay? I didn't appreciate, I don't want to be rude either, but I didn't appreciate being there. I mean, if you want to praise the Lord for 5 hours, that is your right, but you can't assume everybody wants to do that. So we got to start respecting each other and respecting each other's time. That's very important. Very important.
Agreed. I don't even think that needs a follow-up. I totally agree with you.
It was totally ridiculous. Let's get in there. Give me the word. The people that want to stay. in your congregation, put a break in there that says, okay, technically our service is over, but if you want to stay and continue to praise with us, we're going to continue to do that. Give us a chance to exit that.
They wouldn't have had to give me nothing. I would have took
I
it.
know. I remember I called you. I was like, oh, geez.
I'd have been like,
ruined my whole
when
Sunday.
it ruined my day, I was like, y'all got me messed up.
Right.
I'm out. Jesus understands.
Yeah.
He knows my heart.
And I was in my African daishiki, trying to be all Afrocentric and stuff, and the guys are on their three-piece suits. I mean, they had some old players in there. There's nothing wrong with that. but that's the number one thing that we have to start doing. And it's very simple. As a black people, we have to get off of this CP. It's not cute. It's not a joke. It's not funny. White people and these other groups are successful because they start their shit on time and they end it on time. The business opens at 7. It opens at 7. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So we got to start doing that.
Oh, Al says, God bless the black
God
church.
bless the black church. Thank you, Al. Yes.
How much time we got?
We got 1 minute and 42 on the podcast.
Man,
but we still got to talk about
the billionaire baby shower.
We can still talk about the billionaire baby shower.
So anyway, podcast. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk about the $1 billion baby shower here.
But check us out on YouTube. It's going to be up on YouTube.
Yes, we will talk about it on YouTube. What channel is it going to be on?
The Demetra K Show.
Demetra K channel. So catch that part of it. We're going to go on about another 15 minutes or so.
Yes, and then for those of you guys, just a quick note, whenever Demetra is on the show, and she's doing the majority of the talking, all her stuff goes to her page.
Yeah, that's my segment.
And then my segment goes to my page, so that way you guys know.
All right, so let's talk about this $1 billion baby shower.
What's that about?
Some of you guys have probably already seen it, but apparently Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, I can't remember her name, but they're having another baby.
Mm-hmm.
And
Asian chick. He's married to the
she's Asian.
Korean.
If you see this baby shower, it looked like my baby shower in 1992.
No, it had the Rise of Atlanta. It had the big old thing. What's her name? Phaedra's son, Aiden
King or something.
Aiden or something like that. Yeah. She had all the thing and brought him in as a pharaoh and just
elephants and crap. So anyway, Mark Zuckerberg's baby shower looked like mine did in 1992. We got together in my mama living room.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made the cake. Somebody blew up the balloons, and we had those little,
And Deanna's sitting there like she does now.
No, she was here. My daughter, I was pregnant with her.
Okay.
But we had my mama fried some chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It was a baby shower. Now we see these baby showers now. Wait, hold on. Before we get to the baby shower, you got to have a gender reveal.
Yeah, you got to have a gender reveal now.
Where they, popping balloons and the pink and the blue come out, or they having some doves flying, and then if the blue one fall out, then that's a baby. It's a boy.
I have a question for you. How do black people do all that and our wealth is less than $15,000 a year?
The answer is in the question.
Okay.
That's why our wealth is less than $15,000 on average a year, is because the gender reveal is not, and these big elaborate baby showers aren't just something we do, but we do them a lot. And so the point that I'm making is, so Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire. He is like, at first, before Kylie Jenner, the youngest billionaire ever, right?
He's
having a regular, it don't even look like it's at a mansion. It look like it's at somebody's house. It look like it's at...
Funny thing. You see the shirt I got on? This is the Mark Zuckerberg shirt. This is how he dresses.
And in the baby shower, he didn't have on no giant Rolex, and his wife didn't have on it didn't look like it came from Tiffany's, and she looked like she had a muumuu on.
Right.
He had, like you said, like a shirt like Donovan, some blue jeans, and he's on the floor, looked like he had a blindfold on, scoopers, just like, it wasn't nothing elaborate. And I'm like, ain't that some mess?
No, it isn't mess.
Because, no, I'm saying it's a mess if you think about it on the flip side, because we are always trying to show that we're wealthy.
And we're not. Cash poor.
Right. I mean, some of these baby showers probably, I went to a baby shower, they had a DJ.
Yeah.
Catering. And I was like, is this a wedding or is this a baby shower?
Well, what I don't like about these baby showers now is they're giving baby showers for the daughter that's probably still in high school and then she wants to bring her friends. That is a bad example of what, I wouldn't want my daughter going to her pregnant friend's baby shower because I don't want her to think that that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on both sides of the fence with that. But when I saw those pictures immediately. I'm like, here this dude is. He can reinvent. He can change the name Baby Shower.
Right.
He's so wealthy. He's got so much money, and here they are just having an average run-of-the-mill, regular old whoop-de-whoop baby shower. No big deal. It wasn't no, carriages.
Right, and you will find most white people are like that. I mean, rich white people, they don't make a big deal. I mean, it's just the simplest thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying if you don't have the money, you shouldn't do those things, but, if you financially, I don't like to use the word broke a lot, but if you financially challenged, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. I mean,
you should not be breaking the bank, to do these things. Like, who cares? These people gonna come eat a piece of chicken and some cake, drop you off a gift, and they gonna leave.
Okay, a good example. We just did a transcontinental flight, right? And me and D are sitting there, we're stretching out, doing whatever we got to do, right? Why people would rather spend an extra $1,000 to be in first class? When you get off the plane, nobody knows what position you're in. And this is what I was trying to explain to Dee and our daughter. I said, why is Southwest so successful? Because your expectations are down here. All you expect is to get on the plane, get a bag of peanuts or pretzels, and then get to your destination. That's it. They don't promise anything.
Thank you for flying Southwest.
That's it. And you just want to get there. You don't care if you're packed in like this. Whereas the international flight, you got the people, I got to be in first class. That's just ridiculous.
And this fool walking through first class talking about ridiculous. They're all going to get there the same time we are.
It is ridiculous. I'm like, look at these fools. Extra $1,000 just so you can stretch your legs. You can get on the plane.
And then he talk about if the plane go down, they going first.
Yeah. That is very true. A plane always goes nose down first. So if you're in first class, you have no chance. No chance whatsoever of survival.
Get up.
Yeah.
Change seats with me.
Exactly. Now, Demetrius Al, guy 6'4", 6'5", right? Once you're on the plane and you're being inconvenienced, you can go and say, if there's enough room, and say, can I change seats? And they'll put you in the emergency aisle where he can stretch his legs.
Right.
Free of charge.
Yeah.
Free of charge if there's room. No problem. Right.
And so I just wanted to bring that up about the billionaire, I should say, baby shower.
If there was no bells or whistles.
At all. I mean, I've never... Like I said, that baby shower reminded me of my baby shower. Was no bells and whistles. We had some streamers, from the 99-cent stove or whatever. That was as much bells and whistles as it was. That's what reminded me of something that we used to do back in the day. But you go to some of these baby showers, they got El DeBarge singing, and they got, the Migos, they dancing.
It's kind of like the prom night. These single moms get all dolled up because, they were pregnant at the time of their prom. And they're taking their sons. You remember that woman that went into debt, like $65,000
in
Baltimore?
She got in trouble.
Yeah,
because she was on Social Security.
Or something
crazy.
like that. But she had to bring the sand and
helicopter.
Egypt. Oh, it was.
Yeah, she rented a helicopter and all that kind of stuff for his prom.
Now, is that son a doctor? Is he a lawyer? Is he a professional athlete?
He might be in college, like first, second year.
Right, but that's what I'm saying now. I mean, you're going to invest in that. Come on, everybody, look. We know what our kids are about. If your kids ain't shit, your kids ain't shit. Just admit it, okay? Are my sons all that? No, but they have all the tools to be successful. And from here on out, it's up to them. And I leave it at that.
What does Al say?
Al says, Trump lies so much. He had all the brothers here in Houston apologizing to the sisters with nappy hair for leaving them for an ugly white woman.
I'm glad you read that and I didn't, okay? I'm glad you read. I didn't read that.
Yes. But, I think that's why our wealth gets drained, because we want to be the high fashion. And I'm going to tell you, I have some rich friends. I'm talking about some rich friends, okay?
I do too.
And they literally laugh at the wasted money that we waste in the black community. I mean, we just waste it. I mean, I'd say a good third of it on food.
You talking about me now?
No. I mean, I'm talking about, just the food that we eat.
No, well, we waste it on a lot of stuff, and food is up there. It's up there amongst the things that we spend an excessive, because you need
amount.
food, right?
Yeah, but
it's up there with the excessive amount of things that we spend money on that we don't need to, eating out and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I would just say, look at, like, I read this book years ago called The Millionaire Next Door, and Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, right? Mark Zuckerberg and his wife are the perfect example of that.
Yes.
They are not flashy with it. They're just probably living an everyday life. Now, obviously, they can do what they want, but they ain't got a front for you. They ain't got to put on airs for you. You ain't got to lie to kick it.
Exactly. Again, Al says, male thoughts. Fat guys with keloids on their ear. Light-skinned brothers with green eyes. Brown men with deep waves. You got the little primp waves going. And dark men with nappy hair and any other black guy still wearing braids. And women think that's sexy. They think that is sexy.
You and Al have a problem with men wearing braids.
When you're a 40-something-year-old man...
What if they're neat?
No, I don't like that. But guess what? We're going into Halloween season. So what does that mean?
You will not get me in on this discussion.
Halloween season. I will either be putting my... Well, I don't even know why I bought Spock ears.
I thought you was going there with the black women.
No, I don't even know why I need Spock ears. My ears are already naturally pointed.
Okay, let me answer that for you. It's Halloween season, and that means that any given day I could show up over here, and this fool could be running around in either a Spider-Man. He's got a couple of Spider-Man outfits. It could be the black one, the red one.
I'm ordering the Black Panther.
He's ordering the Black Panther. He could be Spock. He's got a treasure trove full of wigs.
Yes.
So there's no telling who this food can be.
Yes.
Okay? And I just don't even I'm not even fazed by it. What's happening down here?
Wait, now I got my African dashikis.
Yeah, oh,
so
gosh.
Now, you guys are going to see me. I'm going to play eBay from Good Times.
Our
the one that was dating.
From Uptown Saturday Night when the black constituents would come in, he turned the picture around. That's who you going to be.
Right. But before we go real quick, I had an opportunity to go back to our old stomping grounds.
The Quad
At Riverside. Back when we went, it was community college.
Riverside Community College, not City College.
It's back to City College. It was City before that, and it went to community.
Right.
So now it's City College again.
It's
RCC. And I remember when that quad was dedicated because they had just built the Martin Luther King Library.
Is it still Martin Luther King Library?
Yeah, it's still Martin Luther King, but it's a teachers for the teachers now.
Like Cesar Chavez now?
No. The new library is some kind of Hispanic guy.
Got it. I figured that. Yeah.
So that it's a digital library or something like that. But I looked at that and I said, wow, where's the time gone? Because we were all sitting there like fools, not going to class because there's no bell in college. Or those of us that have been to college and stuff and.
Right, ain't no yard teacher. Right. Get your ass to class.
But here's the funny thing about that. It brought back a lot of memories, and when you're an alumni, it brings back memories. And you look back and you say, wow. A lot of us that were alumni there have gone on to higher education and done great things. So
we got serious after a while.
Yeah, when the kids started coming and the accident started happening. So if you ever get a chance to go back to that very first time you attempted college, when I first went to RCC, I took Black history thinking I was going to be smart.
Man, you and me both. Wait.
I was failing Black history.
I thought we was going to talk about roots and stuff.
Right. Never assume because you're from that culture.
I actually dropped that class.
So did I.
I was like, you got me messed up. I ain't ready for this.
Who was the instructor? He was when I went through, it was an instructor. He had like an accent.
I know you're talking about, but
he was from another country, and he's like, you better be reading. And us thinking, I don't need to read. I'm Black. I know everything.
We thought we was going to Malcolm X.
Right. Harriet Tubman. I know that.
I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I'm going to pass this class.
Right. Frederick Douglass. I read the Southwest Passage books and all that.
We going to pass.
Right. Easy B.A.,
Right.
That was a tough ass class.
I was like, nah, I don't even want this one-legged A on my transcripts at all.
Yeah, and I think it's still on my transcript. I had an F.
I got to buy it there.
Yeah, so Al says, my daughter Alicia's uncle's wife is so ugly, she looks like a picked booger. Yikes. Dry or wet?
That is so nasty and disgusting.
So if you ever get a chance to go back to your alma mater, do that. And, of course, your alma mater always asks for money. Contribute what you can.
They need to give me some money.
Yeah.
RCC got enough money.
I usually give them at least $100. Now, I went to 8 different schools, I think, or 9.
What are you giving the money for? An alumni?
It's just the Alumni Association.
Okay, I tell you what, just cut to the chase.
And give you the alumni direct.
Hey! You cut the administration fee and all the whoop-de-whoop.
Well,
and just give it right to the person.
Well, when you give, you're in the book, so they can look you up and say.
Do you really care?
No, I don't really care. I'm on Facebook to check it out.
Right.
So. But hey, you guys, please don't forget to check out Demetra K on Sundays, 3 p.m. Facebook Live. We're going to be doing a lot of live. We're going to get back on YouTube. We're on Spotify, whatever. So if you're sitting in traffic, you want to listen to some good conversation, tune into Demetra K. And your show's there by itself.
And we will be on here Sunday.
Yes, we will be here Sunday, and we're going to have a nice topic for you guys to talk about.
Again, I already know what it's going to be.
Check out our adventures in Africa, because I haven't uploaded it yet because I've been trying to catch up with a lot of stuff.
Same here.
So give us a little time, but we're going to upload all our videos in Africa. And if you saw my latest commercial I put up about the Demetra K show, did you see it yesterday?
I did.
I like that part. You're like, dope. And she had a little afro on and everything. And
not this Sunday, but next Sunday I'm going to have some braids.
Okay. You go with the braid thing? Well, you always look good with braids. Are you gonna have the
it's cool
down braids?
now. They're gonna be long.
Are you gonna have the what's that show? Queen Latifah and they were all in it. Queen Latifah.
Set it off?
Yeah, set it off braids.
I want to have them set it off braids. Okay. Now they're gonna be long and luxurious.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. So we're gonna see that next week. But any other last minute words you want to tell everybody in regards to the week coming up or the elections?
A closed mouth don't get fed, and a closed hand don't get bread.
That is true. And always remember this. Please just remember this. I've lost a lot of friends off money. Do not loan money to family and friends. That is a very good rule to have.
And what my mama used to say, don't give nothing you don't have. If you going to give it to somebody and they talking about, oh man, can you loan me? You know what? Just act like you're giving it to them, because you may not see that back. And if it's some money you need, be like, as my older brother would say, and he's very good at saying this, I'm not in a position to do that right now.
Yes. Right. Hey, wait, Al says, hey, Jorge, all right, we'll see you later, man. Hey, Al says, hey, Donna, any of your family going to the Saints-Cowboy game on Sunday? Yes, I would believe so. Is the game in Texas State? I got family in Dallas too, so yeah, I'm very sure they're going to go. And of course, the Cowboys will prevail. But the Saints do got a good defense, so I'm kind of.
How you know that?
I saw it on First Take.
How you know? You watching football?
No. I'm watching First Take to get the highlights. We're still
that riding and dying.
Yes. Okay. So I don't get to watch the game, but I watch the First Take to get the highlights and stuff like that. So.
All right.
We'll see you guys again next week. Tune into the show podcast and on YouTube. Check it out. We'll get the thing up and we'll get the videos up.
Bye.
Talk to you guys later.
So there's a lane running this side.
But how much would you say is it still?
Renting there. So one shack is missing there. Can you see that? Some are quicker. What? Come through. Sister, she's still alive. She's powerful message. Yeah, it's an emotional museum, but I always say timeline was stolen by that one because I spoke about group areas and I was 14 myself. I was in high school. I was turning 15. this one is illegal. So when we do entrepreneurship, look at the garden. Right at the end of it. So the taxi sign languages. Yeah, these ones here go to Pretoria. Let's get over it. For the ancestors. Chase away evil spirits, and we got lots of medicines. And still there. I drove past there not so long ago. It's not a big patch, and we have to